A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hello there and welcome to the show. I'm Mike.
I'm Jacqueline.
And you know, Jacqueline, I want to say something. I want to say something that some people will disagree with, but I think a lot of people will go, yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Small talk, for many people, is a big problem.
Well, it is. I agree. I do agree.
You see that? Small talk is a big problem.
Oh, yeah. Small and big,
joke
you know.
I made. Anyways, but no, it's true. He's making small talk. You think small, yeah, it's small talk. You meet someone at a party, you go somewhere, there's some new people there, you have a chat. Hey, who are you? What do you like to do? Tell me about yourself. It seems simple, right? We call it small talk. It's supposed to be easy and relaxing, but for lots of people, it's a big problem. It makes them worried and stressed out. You know, you go there and you got nothing to say and the conversation gets really uncomfortable, and then you go home and as you're brushing your teeth, you're like, oh, I should have said that, or oh, I can't believe I asked that question. What was I thinking?
Did I sound awkward?
Right, and it's such a small little thing. It should be fun, in fact, in our lives, but it does stress people out. So for today and for tomorrow, we're going to be looking at some good tips to make you better at having conversations, especially these casual, friendly, light conversations like small talk chat. So here's our warm-up question. Are you good at having conversations? Or we could just say, are you good at small talk? Why do you think so? Or why do you think not?
Well, it depends on who I'm talking to.
Oh, that's a good point.
If it is somebody that I first meet, it gets a little tricky for me because,
it can be.
Yeah, I run out of questions to ask them.
Right.
And it's like, are you curious about me? And I just don't want to ask people too many questions, you know.
That's true.
It's
and you
weird.
know, and if you discover or know that you have a lot in common with the people, right, then it's a lot easier. If you're chatting with someone, you're like, I don't know what you do, and we have different hobbies, and we're different ages, and you know, that kind of thing. That can also be awkward. So yeah, who it is, and also being relaxed, right? Being relaxed and comfortable with yourself. I think another thing people do is they overthink. They think too much, they get stressed out, and then everything becomes even harder, and then they get more stressed out, and things go bad quickly. So to avoid some of these common problems, to avoid some of these common stresses and difficulties with small talk, let's check out our article.
Make good conversation with these tips. Warm-up question. Are you good at having conversations? Why do you think so?
Conversations are not always easy. It can feel bad when you and another person have nothing to talk about. Luckily, there are some ways to keep conversations going. Don't stop yourself so much. Before we talk, most of us think, will this make me sound cool? But this hurts our chances to have good conversations. Be brave and say anything. You can practice this with your friends and family first. Tell me more. Good listening is very important for good conversations. People are very happy when you're interested in their words. Show your attention by reacting to people and asking more questions. Word power.
Conversation. Conversation. When Nana isn't very social, so she doesn't like to have conversations with people. Winona isn't very social, so she doesn't like to have conversations with people. Hurt, 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 hurt. Xavier was often late to work, and this hurt his position at his job. Xavier was often late to work, and this hurt his position at his job. Interested, interested. Nicole is interested in knowing more about her friend's hobby. Nicole is interested in knowing more about her friend's hobby. Attention, attention. Waverly showed her love to her sister by paying attention to her feelings. Waverly showed her love to her sister by paying attention to her feelings.
认识字汇
React.
All right, so our article begins by, kind of saying what we were saying in the introduction and giving us the basic idea for our article for today and tomorrow. Conversations are not always easy. True. They can be easy, especially with your friends or your family, people you know, but especially those small talk conversations with new people you're just meeting. Conversations are not always easy. Very, very true. Let's have a look at this word conversation. We'll be using it a lot, and it's an important word power word.
Conversation 就是谈话交谈，所以与人家交谈我们会用 to have a conversation with someone。那我们造一个例句哦。His girlfriend is very shy. It's impossible to have a conversation with her. 那么 conversation 这个字其实是 converse 这个字来的，但是它是比较正式的用法，所以与人交谈，如果你要用正式的说法，就是 to converse with someone。那今天的课文例句是 Winona isn't very social, so she doesn't like to have conversations with people. Winona 呢，她不擅长社交哦，所以她不太喜欢跟别人交谈。那我们回到文章呢，与人交谈其实有时候并没有那么容易。那我们继续往下看。
All right, so yes, conversations cannot always be easy. And here we talk about one of those situations where it definitely is not easy, it's not fun. It says it can feel bad when you and another person have nothing to talk about. Yeah, you get into that situation where you're standing there going, oh my God. And they're standing there going,
awkward.
And then you say, and they say, yeah, it's not good.
Has that ever happened to you?
No.
Definitely not. You're really good at talking to people,
No,
right?
it happens to me probably a lot.
Really? Okay. 所以如果对方都没有话说，好像蛮糟糕的，很尴尬耶。I don't like that.
No, it's terrible because you don't know what you're doing, and the longer it goes on, the worse it gets. So here's the good news. Luckily, there are some ways to keep conversations going. It's like pushing a ball down the road. You just got to give it a little push every once in a while, and you'll find it just rolls along, and suddenly you're like, hey, this is easy. So yes, we're going to be looking at some tips to keep the conversation going.
Keep the conversations going.
That's
这边
right.
代表使什么？继续运转，所以让你的话题继续下去哦。那很幸运，今天我们要教你们怎么让你的谈话继续下去，不要再很尴尬了。So let's check out the first one.
All right, back to the article. Here is our first good tip. Don't stop yourself so much.
Okay.
Interesting. Don't
Do I
stop
stop
yourself
myself when I talk?
so much. We'll learn more about
Okay.
that in a second.
那这边先看到祈使句的用法，我们进到 Magic Box。
Magic Box.
哎呀，是谁把坏皇后我给请出来了？哎，我可是很忙呢，忙着想办法让白雪公主消失在这世界上。所以呢，废话不要说太多 ，Hurry up, say it. What do you want? 哈？你说你想在我手下做事？好， 那可是要有条件的 ，OK？ 你以为坏皇后我随随便便都能让人家帮我做事吗？想得美！所以你现在啊 ，sit down and listen carefully。想当我的手下，首先你英文好吗？坏皇后，我的团队可是非常的 international，OK？ 我的手下们英文可是很好的哦，我就考考你好啊。一开始叫你们 hurry up，say it， 有话快说，这个样子是个什么句型呢？哈，你不知道？好啦，看来我真的要好好帮你们上一课喽。这啊就叫做祈使句。加油好吗？就像我最爱命令、要求、禁止人家做什么事情，用到的就是这样子的句子喽。还记得我刚教你们 sit down and listen carefully， 就是在命令你们给我坐下，好好仔细听了。那你可以发现啊，我刚所讲的句子都是动词直接开头哦。祈使句呢，就是省略了第二人称主词 you 的句型啦。所以啊，原本应该是 You should sit down and listen carefully， 但省略掉 you 之后，就直接是 sit down and listen carefully 就可以啦。哎，要特别注意哦，位于句首的动词一定要是原形动词哦。好啦，那如果你今天想要客气一点点也是 OK 啦，那就在句子的前面或是后面呢加上 please 就可以哦。如果加在句尾，就记得啊，在 please 的前面给一个逗号哦。例如啊，请你有话快说，就是 please hurry up and say it。但是 hello， 我是坏皇后耶，敢叫我对你说情，是活腻了吗？Let's end this class in 5 minutes。哎，不好意思，我们5分钟内结束这课程好吗？坏皇后，我时间可是很宝贵耶。没有错，你现在听到这句啊，就是以 let's 开头的祈使句哦。刚刚啊，以动词开头的祈使句表示命令、要求，那以 let's 开头的祈使句呢，则用来表达提议或是邀请。let's 后面一样是加上原形动词哦。好了，真的是浪费我时间。祈使句，快给我学起来。
All right, so don't stop yourself too much. What does that mean? Oh, we'll find out in this sentence. Before we talk, most of us think, will this make me sound cool? So you're thinking too much. You're editing yourself. It's like you have this filter in your brain, and before anything comes out of your mouth, you're like, I don't want to sound like an idiot if I say this. But then the conversation isn't natural, right? So basically, don't think too much.
Yeah.
It's a good tip.
Yeah, it is. 所以第一点是讲话前不要想太多，因为通常开口前都会想说，我讲这句话有没有酷到 ？No, I always think, is this gonna make me sound stupid?
Right? Or is this rude? Is the other person going to take this the wrong way? And all that kind of stuff. But, you know, you're not a crazy person. You're a nice, normal person. So don't worry about it so much. Because if you think too much, if you worry about what you're saying too much, it says, but this hurts our chances of having a good conversation. But this hurts our chances to have good conversations. It'll definitely slow things down.
Yeah, 所以这个就会减少我们有好的谈话的机会哦。那我们先进一下 word power， 看一下 hurt 这个单字。hurt 就是危害啊或损害的意思，那它的三态都是一样的 hurt, hurt, hurt。那伤害别人的感受，你可以用 feelings 这个字加在后面 to hurt somebody's feelings. So you can say, his dad's words hurt my feelings. 他爸爸说的话伤害到我了。那或者是呢，你哪里痛啊？手痛、脚痛什么 blah 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 痛。我的头好痛哦 ，my head hurts or my finger hurts， 或者是 my foot hurts 都是可以的。那过去式就不用加 s 了。那我们也可以用另外一个片语代表做某一件事情没有什么坏处。你可以说 It doesn't hurt to do something or it never hurts to do something. So you can say It never hurts to look good. So I pay much attention to how I dress. 看起来漂漂亮亮的是好事哦，所以我总是对我的穿着很用心。那今天的课文例句是 Xavier was often late to work.And this hurt his position at his job. Xavier 呢，经常上班会迟到，这影响了到他工作的职位。
All right, so how do you avoid this? Well, the article gives this advice: be brave and say anything.
Okay.
No, not anything. As we said, you're a nice person. You're a polite person. Don't be rude about it.
Yeah, don't
but
be
don't
rude.
think too much about it. Don't worry if what you're saying or what you're asking makes you look cool. Just be yourself.
Yeah， 所以前面提到我们开口前总是想太多，那其实这样反而对拥有好的对谈没有帮助。勇敢大声说出心里话才是最好的策略。Well, does it work?
Well, be yourself, but if you're a terrible person, then try not to be yourself so much.
It's so weird. Like if I see this person and maybe he looks fat and I'm like, you're fat.
No,
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yes. No, because that's something a terrible person would say. Now, make sure you're not a terrible person. And if you think you're a terrible person, or if you just want to see if it would work and maybe you're not saying you're being a little bit too much yourself, here's a good bit of tip. You can practice this with your friends and family first. Okay. Absolutely. Do it with people who you know and love. And if you say something a little strange, they're going to go, why would you ask that question? Or why would you say that? So try it out. Take it for a test drive with your family and friends before you try it out on a stranger. And don't be a terrible person.
No, okay. 所以一开始你可能会怕怕的，不知道怎么讲话。你可以先跟朋友还是家人练习。They're gonna get mad at you if you say something wrong.
Absolutely. If you think it's something Donald Trump might say, maybe don't say it. All right, back to the article. Here's a really good tip, and this is one that will not get you into any trouble at all. It says, tell me more. This is something you can say. That's why we put it in those quotation marks. Tell me more. What does this mean? Well, good listening is very important for good conversations. Yeah, a lot of us feel we got to keep talking to fill up the space. Well, that's okay, but sometimes it's easier just to let the other person talk. And one of the ways you can do that is say something like, tell me more, or I'd like to know more about that, or something like that. Then you can have them tell you more, and it also makes you a good listener, which we'll get to in a bit.
所以第二点就是告诉我多一点吧。所以你如果当一个好的聆听者，其实是很好的方式。
Fascinating.
Yeah. People like to talk about themselves.
Exactly.
Themselves, yeah.
That's right. As it says, people are very happy when you're interested in their words or just in what they're talking about. Yeah, so it makes you look like you're a nice person, you think they're a nice and interesting person, and again, it'll keep the conversation going and you don't have to worry about saying the perfect thing or asking the perfect question.
Yeah,
there you go.
当别人觉得我们对他们的话是感兴趣，其实他们是很开心的哦。那是我们今天第三个单字 Let's learn more about it. Interested 是感兴趣的意思，那我们通常文章出现的就是 be interested in something， 就是对什么事情有兴趣的。那看到的是 ed 的结尾，我们分别看一下下面三个变化。其实它原来就是 interest 这一个字，它可以当动词或者是名词，就是有兴趣或者是使谁感到有兴趣的意思。那么一样，如果把 ed 拿掉变成 ing interesting， 就是令人感兴趣的。那我们再造一个例句好了。我们如果说我喜欢数学这件事情来看，你可以说 Math interests me， 代表呢数学让我很有兴趣，或者 Math is interesting to me， or I'm interested in math， 都是一样的意思。那课文例句是 Nicole is interested in knowing more about her friend's hobby。 Nicole 想要了解更多有关她朋友的嗜好。
All right, and another good thing about using a phrase like tell me more or asking questions is show your attention by reacting to people and asking more questions. Yeah, if you're asking questions, if you're saying tell me more or I didn't know that, that's very interesting. It shows you're paying attention. You're listening to what they're saying, and you think it's important and at least interesting, the things that they're telling you.
Yeah, 那这边又看到刚刚 Magic Box 的起始句用法嘛，那就是 show your attention， 代表表达出你的 attention. What does this mean? What does this mean? We'll find out, right?
I wasn't listening.
Oh, okay. Oh, you have to pay attention.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't
好啦，我们
listening.
来看一下 attention 这个字。 Attention 就是注意力啊，所以对什么事情很专注、专心，就是 pay attention to something。那我们可以说 We must pay attention in class。上课一定要注意听哦。那么引人注意，我们可以说 to catch or to get someone's attention. So for example, she started dancing to get everyone's attention. 那课文例句是 Waverly showed her love to her sister by paying attention to her feelings.Waverly 呢，借由关注妹妹的感受来表示他对妹妹的爱。所以我们要怎么去表达对别人的专注呢？我们文章就说 react 这个字就是反应，所以别人说话你要有反应啊，你也要继续问对方更多的问题。可能对方说，你知道我发生什么事情 ？You have to say, Oh, really? I've seen that before. You have to react to them. 那我们看到 by doing something, by reacting to them， 就是借由对他们有反应来表示对别人的专注 ，right?
Huh?Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I'm just joking. Yes, of course, you're absolutely right. I agree with everything you just said.
Okay.
Just don't ask me what you just said because I really wasn't paying attention. All right, let's get back to our article. No, it's time for our review. Yeah, we're all done for today, but don't worry, we've just gotten the ball rolling. We've just given you the first of several more tips for good conversation and being able to relax when you're having some small talk. We'll have a lot more tomorrow, but for today, we still need to do our review. So let's go do that, right? Are you paying attention?
Yes.
She actually, look at her.
I was spacing out,
She's
actually.
a good person.
Oh, really?
She is paying attention.
Okay.
Not like me. All right, we'll do our review coming up next.
Review time.
All right, so it's our review time. As we mentioned, we're going to do a quick game of fill in the blanks. We're going to make up some sentences, but one word will be missing. Don't worry, though, you have a choice of 4 words to choose from to find that one word because we'll be using our word power words, which were conversation, hurt, attention, and interested.
Okay.
All right, so here I'll start off first. I had a really great blank with my friend last night on the phone. I had a really great blank with my old friend last night on the phone.
It must have... Oh, yeah, you had a really great noun. It's a noun.
It's a noun, yeah.
It's a conversation.
I had a really great conversation with an old friend last night. Yeah, we used WhatsApp. It was great.
Okay, and it's my turn.
Okay.
No. I think
I'm trying to remember the word.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. Okay.
Okay.
Samantha has always been Sorry, I said it.
Interested. The word is interested. Samantha has always been blank in spiders.
No, not spiders.
Oh, not spiders?
But panting.
She's always been blank in... blank. She's always been interested in attention.
No, panting. Yeah.
She's always been blank in paint. She's always been attention in painting. No, she's always been hurt in painting.
Interested in painting.
She's always been interested in painting. Of course she has, because she's Samantha.
Yeah.
There you go. You definitely blank your chances of doing that game very well.
Oh, yeah.
You hurt your chances because you said the word I was supposed to say.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, there you go, guys. We've learned how to play fill in the blanks and also kind of how not to play.
Don't be like me.
Fill in the blanks. But we'll be back tomorrow with more, and this is the important part, more great conversation tips. So please come back to join us for that. Bye-bye.
Make good conversation with these tips. Warm-up question. Are you good at having conversations? Why do you think so?
Conversations are not always easy. It can feel bad when you and another person have nothing to talk about. Luckily, there are some ways to keep conversations going. Don't stop yourself so much. Before we talk, most of us think, will this make me sound cool? But this hurts our chances to have good conversations. Be brave and say anything. You can practice this with your friends and family first. Tell me more. Good listening is very important for good conversations. People are very happy when you're interested in their words. Show your attention by reacting to people and asking more questions. Word power.
Conversation. Conversation. When Nana isn't very social, so she doesn't like to have conversations with people. When Nana isn't very social, so she doesn't like to have conversations with people. Hurt. Hurt. Hurt, hurt, hurt. Xavier was often late to work, and this hurt his position at his job. Xavier was often late to work, and this hurt his position at his job. Interested. Interested. Nicole is interested in knowing more about her friend's hobby. Nicole is interested in knowing more about her friend's hobby. Attention. Attention. Waverly showed her love to her sister by paying attention to her feelings. Waverly showed her love to her sister by paying attention to her feelings.
认识字汇
React.